Give him the intro. Yep, that's the intro.
What's going on, Pokemon people? Welcome to episode 9 of Poke Wars, where we're coming at you with the electric deck building tutorial. Electric deck, Pikachu Raichu deck, right?
Yeah.
That's I bet you could basically say it's the Pikachu Raichu deck. Going through all of the electric Pokemon from the first generation. As long as we were able to build a full deck out of the first generation of Pokemon, that's what we were going to do. The Magneton and the Electrode.
All them guys.
Those ones, garbage.
Suck. They just kill themselves. That's all they do.
And so basically, yeah, it doesn't really matter. You got to have something that kills one of their Pokemon first, and then go kill yourself along with them, and win by suicide. Which definitely is not the move, because once you get behind, you basically have no way of winning at that point, right?
Nope.
Yeah, there you go. So, Pikachu Raichu deck. It is the I Choose You deck for obvious reasons. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to get into this. We're going to pull out all of our Pokemon that we have ready to go for the I Choose You deck. And yeah, we said that we're running the Pikachus and Raichus. But we always got to start out with our high level basic. If you are new to Pokemon, you might not know who's about to be shown, coming out right now. If you are not new to Pokemon, you should know who's about to come out right now. Our legendary bird for the electric deck in the first generation of Pokemon, and we have Zapdos. Not only do we have one Zapdos, but we have two Zapdoses.
Dos Zapdos?
Dos Zapdoses. Come on, you gotta hit them with the dose of the Zapdos. So we're gonna go over here, we're gonna throw these down. Those are gonna be our high level basics. And then we're going to be having Raichus and Pikachus. Because we're limiting ourselves to only Pikachus and Raichus for the purpose of this deck building tutorial, we're not going to be using any Snorlaxes, Kangaskhans, Eevees with Jolteon evolutions. Those will be options for later on in the games to be able to swap out and make the deck a little bit more powerful. But right now we are doing this deck building tutorial based solely on electric Pokemon. So we're going to go in with our Raichus and our Pikachus. We're going to go with 19 Pokemon here for this deck. So we have 2 Zapdoses, we have 17 spots left. We want to have at least one more Pikachu than we have Raichus. So based on availability of spots, we are going to be going with 8 Raichus and 9 Pikachus. So let's go through these really quick, and we'll show you 2 options that we have here in this deck that are a little bit different than, or that play a little bit differently, so that you can see why we choose the 2 that we do. And that's going to be, I believe, these 4 Raichus. These 4 Raichus, not those 5, 4 Raichus. But we have 2 of the Alolan Raichus, and that is 31 of 111 from the 2017 series. I don't know which exact box that came from. And then we have the regular Raichus, also from 2017, and that's 41 of 147. They are the same card. We have 4. Well, these are the same, and these are the same. They both have an ability and 1 attack. All right, Scott, what would be a reason why we would be cautious about using a Pokemon with only 1 attack?
Some of them come in there with amnesia and taking out your only attack.
So if we have a Pokemon, or if our opponent has a Pokemon in their active spot or on their bench, or even if you're playing a deck that you know has the possibility of having a Pokemon that uses amnesia, if you're playing this Pokemon, this is your active Pokemon, and you get amnesia'd, you're able to choose one of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks, and they can't use that attack next turn. Under amnesia, if you only have 1 attack, it basically paralyzes you to where you have to retreat or switch and get another Pokemon up there to do any sort of attack. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at what both of these abilities are, and we're going to decide from there which one of the two we're going to be using. So this first one is Surge Server, and it's if there are any stadium cards in play, or if there is a stadium card in play, because there's only allowed one stadium card at a time. So once you activate a stadium card, if there is another stadium card in play, that becomes inactive. If there's a stadium card in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. Alright, so we're going to come over here to the second Raichu, and we're going to check this out. Evo Shock is our ability here. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, during your turn, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon paralyzed. Really a nice ability, but then you're also still stuck with the same issue of only having one attack. So we have two of each of these. Some might argue we'll run one of each. And in certain cases that may be most efficient, most effective. But in our case, we do not play with stadium cards between the two of us. So in that case of us not using any stadium cards in our play, our Alolan Raichu with the ability, if there are stadium cards in play, or a stadium card in play, that's basically useless for us. In a situation where you're playing against somebody who you don't know if they're using stadium cards, or if you yourself are using stadium cards, then I would suggest you run one of each. But in our case, because we know for sure we do not run stadium cards, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the Alolan Raichu and we're going to put that over to the side. And that's going to leave us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 Raichus. So we will be using everything else. We have the Never Give Up. This is a nice benched Pokemon, a Pokemon to throw on your bench. Only takes 1 energy to use that attack. If you have a bunch more prize cards than your opponent, you get to go into your discard, pull out all of your energy cards, and put them all over your Pokemon in any way that you would like. So that's going to be a nice Raichu to be thrown on your bench, just in case you're getting your ass whooped, and you need to go in, energize your entire bench, your active Pokemon. You just throw energy on everything, and you have a chance now because you never gave up, and now you could turn the game around.
Or you could still lose to the fairy deck.
Or you could still lose to the fairy deck because pulls Wigglytuff out of his goddamn prize cards and has a fairy tool up in his hand already. This guy, I don't like him. And the fairy deck. That shit's not fairy at all. And then we have our Electro Rain, and then our 2 single attack Raichus that we chose for the purposes that we told you guys about. So we're going to lay those out. And then also, this is going to make things super, super simple. Deck building tutorials in the future are not going to be this easy. Possibly the dark
It'd be super easy because we only have exactly the cards that we play.
The metal deck will be, and the ghost. Well, I mean, you have so many Gengars.
No, there's a lot to go over in that.
What's there to go over extra in that?
No, because there's that other third Gengar you could run. You could decide not to run 3 Gengars. You can run 2 Gengars.
Well, yeah, that's basically the only decision you have to make is what Gengars and how many of them you're running.
Mimikyu, if you're running 2 Mimikyus, 1 Mimikyu,
you don't have to figure out which Mimikyu. The only Mimikyu you have to figure out which one you're going to use is the holographic or the reverse holographic.
Well, you have 2 different Giratinas if you want to run both of them or one of them. If you want to run Misdreavus or not run Misdreavus.
And run more Gengars.
And run more Gengars and run both Giratinas.
Yeah. So
there's like 20 Ghastlies.
But
to choose from.
Basically, the craziest decks we have to build, and which are going to be the most complicated deck tutorials, are going to be in the Psych deck, and then followed by the Water deck. We have quite a few Pokemon in each, and then even a Crobat deck or a Nidoqueen, Nidoking deck can also run Ghosts, and vice versa.
No, Ghosts are mine.
Definitely running Mimikyus for sure. How do you even know that Mimikyu is a ghost type? Besides it says that it's a ghost type. How does nobody's ever seen Mimikyu?
Well, what else would be underneath there? Ghosts wear sheets. Ooh, unless it's a racist. Racists wear sheets too. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Whew. Well, that's anti-racist, right? For me to make fun of them like that? I don't know. We could use that. Is that usable content?
Definitely usable content.
Can we say that?
Yeah, we can say the fuck out of that. Oh, shit. That was fucking gold. It could be racist. Racists wear sheets too, don't they? Like, you saw me almost die? Oh shit, I almost died. That was funny. Woo. Alright, so this is going to make the choosing Pikachus quite easy. Seeing as though we need, how many? We need 9 Pikachu. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Detective Pikachu in Hollow. 6, 7, 8, and we have 9 Pikachus. That makes that decision really simple, doesn't it?
Ta-da-da-da.
So that's going to be, this will be our 19 Pokemon deck built solely from electric type Pokemon.
Solely from Pikachus and Raichus.
Well,
some
2
Zapdoses just thrown in there for shits and giggles.
It's for the S's and the G's, motherfucker. Look at that. So if you guys watched the episode 5 video, episode 5 war of the electric deck versus the fairy deck, there was a few less Pikachus and Raichus because there was 2 Eevees and a Jolteon, and there was
2 Kangaskhans?
2 Kangaskhans, took out 1 Zapdos.
Definitely used 1 Zapdos.
Definitely used 1 Zapdos, kind of.
Zapdos definitely got killed.
I
mean, knocked out.
Yeah, Pokemon don't die. They get knocked out. Or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saw that there was a lot of Pikachus played. Pikachus and Raichus played, which now seems obvious because it's very heavy on Pikachus and Raichus. That's
just the way it is.
That's just the way it is. It's a very powerful Stage 1 Pokemon. Going into the Raichus, and even the Pikachus is a decently strong basic that evolves. Usually the basics that evolve, if they're not like fighting type or steel type.
The steel ones are pretty weak too. Melon?
Onyx. Onyx is now a Stage 1 evolution.
Onyx doesn't count.
Because Onyx is a basic, high-level basic.
Well, look at the Onyx and the Steelix. They have the same hit points.
No, well, there's 1 Steelix with 190 hit points.
Oh, yeah, he gets 10 more hit points.
No. Onyx is 120.
Get out that deck.
We will.
They take way too many energies anyway.
Yeah, take a bunch of energies. But, so, yeah, Pikachu is a very, on a level of a basic Pokemon that does evolve. Pikachu is a very strong Pokemon for that. And then Raichu just comes in, and he or she is a very strong Stage 1 Pokemon. So in order to keep the electric deck as competitive as possible with our other decks, we had to rely heavily on the Pikachus and Raichus. And then also, like I said, always going to be subject to change. We can throw 2 EVs and a Jolteon, 3 EVs, 2 Jolteon, Kangaskhan's, Snorlaxes, things like that in the deck to make them more powerful, to make them more competitive against some of the stronger decks that we have. And then we'll go ahead, we'll throw this back in the box. And then for obvious reasons, we named this deck the I Choose You deck. When you guys start giving us suggestions on the decks that you want to see put up against each other, if you guys want to see the electric deck, tell us you want to see the I Choose You deck against maybe the That's Not Fairy deck, the Fight Me deck, the Charred deck. But for now, we need you guys to share this video, like this video, share it again, comment down below, share the video one more time, hit the subscribe button, share again, share it. Sharing is important. Sharing is caring. So go ahead and share. Ring that notification bell, and don't forget to share this video, and we will see you guys next war.